everyone, it's Bales and welcome back to another AFL Fantasy round review, round 22. We've only got 2 rounds left after this, so I'm trying to make my push towards the top 2K. We took a bit of a little stumble this week, 2167, so pretty poor week, but I think everyone went pretty poor. Round rank 17,691, so that's my worst week for a fair while. I haven't been outside the top 10k for a fair while on the round rank. Overall rank 2663, so down 81 spots. So essentially got about par this week. It just, this was probably a week that could have been. A couple of things I probably could have done that would have made me go up more in the ranks. But +3 and -3. +3, going to Ron Marshall, 131. He's just been so good all year. Another huge score. He's ticked over the $1 million mark for the first time this season, which is very much deserved. 4 scores in a row over 114. That's now only 1 score below 100 since the bye, which was a 99, and in a 96 here as well. So, he's been fantastic this year, and very deserving of the +3 there. -3, it's probably going to be going to. There's so many contenders. There's a lot of poor performers in here. It's probably I've got to give it to, it's probably not going to be low score, but it's got to be not really exactly Sarong, but it's got to be Xavier O'Neill and Adam Simpson. Like, why are you tagging Sarong when you guys are down by well over 10 goals? I just don't understand. Sarong's not the guy that's going to kick 4 or 5 goals and win them the game, so I wouldn't have tagged him. But disappointing that Sarong had one big quarter, 49-point second quarter, and then the rest of it, what's that? He's 37 points in the other 3 quarters. It's very, very bad. Had a poor first quarter, and then the second half he got tagged by O'Neill. So, a lot of poor forms, but let's get stuck into everyone. So, Jordan Dawson, 91. 3 of his last 4 have been pretty poor. He had one big score sort of in between that against, was it the Gold Coast? Did he get the 130? No, Port Adelaide in the showdown. He got the 134 with 3 behinds, by the way. Probably could have been a bigger score in that game. But anyway, it's sort of been a little bit since Matt Crouch been in the side, just hasn't been able to get those big scores. But Dawson's fine. He's got Sydney. I expect him to probably get some attention this week, like he probably will against Sydney for probably the rest of his career. But then he's got West Coast to final round. So Dawson's fine. I'm not trading him out by any means, and I wouldn't be trading him out anyway. Sick Dog, 84. Yeah, quite disappointing. As Jake was saying, it was sort of just in these weird spots on the yesterday. It was very, very odd. So 84, not a great score, but I'm sure he'll bounce back. He's got Melbourne at the G this week. Could be a ceiling score there. Sam Doherty, 92, was looking like he's going to go very, very well. Second half, he was on fire, but then caught a bit of a corky in the calf. Sounds like he'll be fine, but he was subbed out 5-10 minutes into the last quarter, so wasn't able to get his ton or even go 110, 120, but hopefully he'll be fine anyway, and he has got Giants in the final round, and then he's got Gold Coast this week. So hopefully he plays, because I think Gold Coast could put quite a good score up against them. Jack Sinclair, 121, was very, very good against Richmond yesterday. Was that his first 120 score for a while? Yeah, that was his first 120 score since round 15. So he's been consistent, like a couple of 80s in there, but besides that, he's gone 100 in every other game. He's just been very, very good. So, props to him for another good game there. Tom Stewart, 72, was poor. If he actually didn't spoil the ball as much on Friday night, he would have probably got 100, but it was a nearly game for him. I'm definitely not trading him out. He's got St Kilda this week, then he's got the Bulldogs in the final round. So St Kilda at Marvel, Bulldogs down at GMHBA. He could put up 2 big scores there, or put up a monster score in either one of those, so I'd be keeping him. Will Day, 96, has been a solid 5-week block for Will Day now. Look at that, 300s, pretty good hundreds as well, an 80 in there, and then 96 day against the Dogs. Played a bit, spent a bit of time on the bench actually, 74%. That's the lowest game time he's had all season, and only the second time he's been under 80%. So, third time, sorry. A bit odd, but that's fine. 96 I'll take. He was good in every quarter bar the second quarter, and he's been a great pick all year. Ball ace, 8 points. Didn't get too involved against Brisbane, and then Mullen didn't play. Marcus Bonampelli, 102, just got the job done, and he has got a pretty big game this week for the Dogs against West Coast. They're going to win, but it could be a big score for Bon against West Coast, so he's definitely going to be in consideration for captaincy coming up. But 102, got the job done. He's just been fantastic this season. Zach Merritt, 90, got some attention from Curtis Taylor, or not some attention. He got essentially had Taylor hanging off him the whole game, which is frustrating. Got a 90. So not exactly what we were hoping as our vice captain. Sarong, I've already mentioned, not a great score. Hopefully he can bounce back in a tough matchup against Port this week. Brad Crouch, 68. He's probably going to go for me. He had 2 big scores in the last couple of weeks, but the 133, he did have 3 goals, and the current game, 126, he had a 0-point last quarter, but was obviously huge in the other 3 quarters. But yeah, I'm probably going to get rid of him. Geelong this week, then he's got Brisbane at the Gabba. 2 really tough matchups. I'd be happy to probably bring in my boy, which we'll get to my trades later. Andrew Brayshaw, sort of just continuing what he's done for pretty much most of the year. Just sort of been that low 100. He's gone 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 scores over 120. Did I calculate that right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 5 scores over 120 this year. So he hasn't had as many ceiling scores as what I thought he might have, but he's still been consistent. He's very rarely gone under 100. And Port this week, then Hawthorn, hoping to finish off the year strong and put up a big score on one of those 2. Darcy Parish has been a good pickup, back-to-back 110s. Got the Giants this week, with Merritt playing so well and being the tag target. I think Parish is probably going to stay in my team now for the rest of the year. Collingwood in the final matchup seems to play pretty well against Collingwood whenever he comes up against them. Jack Steele, 91, had a big last quarter to save that score. Looked good in the last quarter. I just don't quite know what's going on with those Saints midfielders. Just not really consistent. So hopefully Jack Steele can put some big scores up in the past couple of weeks. He might be a trade out for me this week. I'm not sure. LDU 107 played very, very well against the Bombers. 107, he's been fantastic. Only 1 score under 100 since I've had him. And he's got a couple of good matchups against Richmond and Gold Coast to finish the year. So I think he'll finish it very strong as well. Chesser 47, being good as a backup there. And Blake Drury obviously not playing. Tim English 96 was a little bit quiet by his standards, but Reeves is a pretty restrictive ruck, so it didn't shock me that he went sub-100 in this game. He's coming up against the Eagles this week, so good matchup. He could be another great captain pick against the Eagles. Rowan Marshall, we mentioned before, been fantastic this year with another 131 there. Errol Goulden, copped some attention from Toot Miller, I think it was, so not a huge score from him, but it's only a second score below 126 in like his last 8 games. Yeah, since round 15, what's that? Yeah, 8 games. So pretty good last 2 months for Goulden. So I'll forgive him for that poor score there. He's got the Crows this week. Did they put keys on him? I'm not sure. And then he's got Melbourne at the SCG. So could finish off with a couple of good games there. Josh Dunkley, another poor score. 61. That's now back-to-back weeks. Sub-100 for him after that 137 on debut that I had. So not too great, really. He's barely scored 137 in his last 2 weeks combined. So, yeah, not sure. Looks maybe it's a bit out of form. I didn't see, I didn't notice Dunkley much in the Crows game. So, yeah, I'm not sure. I wasn't watching him too closely, to be honest. Connor Rozee. Now that's 12 hundreds in a row. He's now got the longest streak in the AFL for hundreds. Let me just make sure it's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Yep, he's just been, again, amazing. Amazing pick this season, averaging 105. And yeah, we're going to have to enjoy him because he's not going to be a forward next year, like a lot of these guys. Tim Taranto got 100 as captain. I was hoping for a big score here. I gained 16 points by going against Sicily. Against Sicily. I was meant to say sick dog, but sort of got words mixed up there. But yeah, 100, had a poor third quarter, only 11 points. So again, if he has a 30-point quarter, that's a 120 and a good score. So just one quiet quarter's difference between having an average captain and having a good captain. So, but that's fine. 100 I'll take, considering there's a lot of sub-100 scores this week. Stephen Coniglio, 63 against Port Adelaide. It is a tough matchup, but he was just really nowhere to be cited. Just the 19 touches, didn't get involved with any tackles really, no mark, only a couple marks there, kicked a goal. Yeah, just a quiet game overall for Cogs. Eston, I think, is going to be a better matchup for him this week. I think Carlton, he'll still go okay against, even though Carlton are a tough matchup. So I'm still going to hold. There's not really anyone in the forward line I'm looking at besides Butters that I don't have. Luke Jackson, very good, 103 against the Eagles on debut for me. I'll take that. He sort of was in second gear in the second half. Didn't really, first half he looked absolutely fantastic, especially just that first quarter and then the first half of the second quarter. And yeah, I'll definitely take 103. I gained the better part of 28 points from the Darcy Cameron up to him. So I'm happy with that trade. Cooper Harvey, Lohman and Vicentini didn't play the same with Max Heath there. So yeah, all in all, pretty quiet week. Wasn't the most sort of really enjoyable fantasy weekend. Really didn't get to enjoy too many see too many players go bad, and plus as well not getting led over Sarong also sort of added salt into the wound there. But I think I'll be rectifying that this week. So my trades at this early stage, I'll be definitely going Brad Crouch to Laird. That's locked in. I know I said Dacos to Laird earlier in the week was locked in, and I wish I'd stuck with that and not got Sarong, but that's okay. And then again, actually, 40 points probably would have moved up in rank if I'd done that trade, but that's okay. It's not really going to matter, really. I'm not winning a car or a hat or anything. Yeah, so Laird will come in for Crouch. And then my second trade, I'm not sure yet. I'm tossing up, do I go Jack Steele to Oliver? Do I think that Oliver could get tagged against Hawks this week by a McGuinness or a Nash, potentially? Sam Mitchell does some crazy things. And then I'm also thinking about going Will Day to Nick Newman. I'm liking that trade. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that or Oliver. I do want Oliver in my side, but yeah, Will Day probably doesn't have that ceiling, and whereas Newman we've seen has got that ceiling. He's got the Suns this week, so I might go him. But there you go. That's what I'm looking at doing. Let me know in the comments below how you guys went this week. Let me know your plus and negative threes. Let me know your rage trades or your trades or any trade questions. Put them in the comments below, and I'll get to them when I can. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Bottom right-hand corner, 40 away from 1,300. 2 weeks left. Can we hit 1,300 by the end of the year? We're 40 away, so if you can help me reach that, that'd be very much appreciated. Like the video if you're enjoying the reviews. Make sure you give the video a like. Turn notifications on so you miss when I go live or upload any other content in the future. All my social media links in the description below. Make sure you're going to follow the new sort of one I'm using a bit more at the moment is the TikTok. Putting all my footy grid videos up there. So make sure you get involved with that. Make sure you're going to give me a follow there. I'll be doing some more footy grid stuff. There should be one out before this video. So make sure you go and check that one out as well. And yeah, all the other socials are there. So make sure you go and follow me across them as well. So have a good week, guys. I'll catch you on Wednesday for the usual Wednesday trade talk. We've got 2 of those left before the end of the season, so I'm looking forward. Well, sort of am looking forward, but not looking forward to season finishing. But then we've got AFLW, so looking forward to that starting as well. Anyway, have a good week, guys, and I'll catch you guys on Wednesday. So I'm out. Cheers.